Welcome to Learn Commerce PU online classes. Don't forget to like our video and subscribe our YouTube channel for all the updates.
Hello students, welcome to Business Studies online classes. Students, in the previous class we have studied about the legal protection given to the consumers. Now, in today's class, let us know about the rights and responsibilities of the consumers. I already told you under the Act, that is 1986 Consumer Protection Act. The scope of the act is very wide because it applies to almost all types of undertakings, big or small, whether in the private or public sector or cooperative sector, whether a manufacturing or a service sector. For everything it is applicable. It is applicable to this trader or any other person involved in the that is a selling activity. For them the act is applicable. And this act was enacted, I already told you, that is to give more powers to the consumers to fight against the sellers, not physical fighting, isn't it? Not dishum. It is something different, that is legally they can fight with the seller and they can get the remedy for their grievance, or they will get compensation. Maybe different varieties are there, that is replacing the product, repairing the product, isn't it? Giving compensation to the or returning the value of the product. All these are different, that is remedies available to the buyer or the purchaser or the consumer. Now let us analyze the consumer rights one by one. Consumer rights. Very important, friends, from examination point of view. Most of the times they will ask a 4 marks question either on consumer rights or on consumer responsibilities. They will ask question. Let us study about the consumer rights. First one is right to safety. Right to safety. Of course, friends, safety is very much required because while using the product, if the consumer gets irritated or the consumer suffers because of the use of the product, then consumer should be given the right to get the remedy from the seller, isn't it? So right to safety in the sense to get himself protected from the ill effects of the products. Like I will give best example. A person, a housewife purchases a pressure cooker, isn't it? Then while using the pressure cooker, it blasts in such a way that the lady gets injured. Who will be responsible now? Seller is responsible, no doubt, but the manufacturer is responsible because it is the responsibility of the manufacturer to provide safe product rather than a spurious or dangerous product. So while selling any product for that matter, the instruction manual should be supplied. In most of the medicines you can see this. Printed leaflet will be there inside as a wrapper to the bottle itself. It's a small chemical which is harmful to the person without medical prescription. If it is used, then it may turn into some ill effects. For that reason, a leaflet will be there inside the package itself, isn't it? By reading that, you can use the product. Like mosquito coils. Nowadays, gone are days now. It's a liquid is available, isn't it? Night liquid or Maxo, isn't it? It's advanced liquid, more advanced liquid, isn't it? Like you have 1G, 2G, 3G, 4G, 5G. I don't know how many Gs are there further. So like that, I was speaking about that coil at the beginning, traditional way, isn't it? We used to burn the coil, and the smoke emitted by that coil used to repel the mosquitoes. It makes the mosquitoes as that is senseless, isn't it? They used to fall and we have to kill them and we have to throw it out. Or sometimes they used to die also. Later what happened? The mosquitoes got addicted to that mosquito coil smoke, isn't it? And they started sustaining, no effect on them. Then the company has understood, so they have generated some that is protective enzymes maybe within themselves, and they are getting protected, so we have to do something else. So that mat has come. Later slowly that is liquid has come. Like that innovations are required. Like when we use it, then we will come to know the practical problems, isn't it? Initially it worked, but later no. Like people are using some maybe smokers. Without smoking, they will not be in that is a proper balance, isn't it? So for that reason, injurious to health, not only injurious, smoking. So yeah, right to safety means, my point is here, we have to give proper information regarding the dangerous aspect of the product. So this is one of the rights of the consumers to get himself protected from the ill effects or dangerous effects of the product that is purchased by him. And it is the duty of the seller to make sure that everything is fed to the consumer, everything is informed, all the instructions regarding the use of the product is properly given to the consumers. See, if you that coil I told, now also it is available in the market. There's mosquito repellent coils, isn't it? So in that, outside, that's on the package itself, or the leaflet is kept inside, there will be instruction. See, this is for this purpose, and we have tested this on the animals because they are innocent, isn't it? On human, not possible. They will ask for lakhs of rupees, maybe crores of rupees insurance, isn't it? All this they will demand. There must be an agreement, but for killing the animals, nothing. No one will ask. But there are rules and regulations. A law is made. There is forest law and all these things, isn't it? After that, they are also protected. But still, we kill them. We kill them. We do the testing on those animals and all these things. And there is instruction like tested on animals, no symptoms are found. But if any symptoms like irritation persists, wash your hands or wash your face or eyes, isn't it? With detergent and all these things. There will be instruction. If still persists, then consult a registered medical practitioner. Such instructions will be there, because if anything goes wrong later, then they can show that leaflet and they can get themselves protected, because they can say that I gave instructions to the customer to do like this. Customer has not followed the instructions of the product and he has used without listening to our instructions. That on that ground the seller can protect himself. So that is a right to safety is the first point to be noted here. The consumer should get all the rights to be safe from that is a dangerous aspects of the product. Second one is right to be informed. Right to be informed. What do you mean by this? To get full information about the product. Seller cannot say that, see, this is used for this is everything. That's all. I will not tell anything to you. Consumer comes out with an objection. Whether the product has any dark side, is it dangerous under any that is atmospheric change? Then no, I will not tell that. Who will buy, friends? Who will buy then? When you satisfy a customer with all his objections, when the customer comes out with objection, means he is interested to buy. Satisfy all his, clarify all his doubts, done, the person will buy, isn't it? So that is what the actually general policy is. Here, right to be informed means the customer has every right to ask thousands of questions and get the information about the product. And seller must provide all those instructions or all those information that is available with him. Any queries that is raised by the customer about the product should be clarified. Doubts should be clarified by the seller. That is the right of the consumer to get information. Seller cannot reject it. So that is the second right available to the consumer. Third one is right to choose. Right to choose. Because of this, in textile shops, the salesman or the salespeople, they remain, that is busy. Right to choose. Customer has got the right to choose and reject. He can ask for thousands of varieties. He can make the salesman to open that entire, that is a cover and all these things, that is a cloth itself, isn't it? And the customer can ask the seller that send me to the dressing room. I will wear it and I will see in the dressing, in front of the dressing table, isn't it? That also he can say. Some of the ladies, they visit the shop, they do selection from morning till evening, then they will ask the salesman to show him her the dressing room, and she will go inside, she will wear the sari and she will see how I look, whether like a queen or isn't it, Apsara or something like that, whatever the name you call, and then they will come out and they will say, I don't want this. How the salesman should feel. If 10 ladies do like that, you just imagine the condition of the salesman. All the 10 ladies, they have rejected the product later. You just imagine. Suppose we people were there in his shoes, what we would have done, isn't it? Whether we have patience? Definitely not. But salesman is trained in that way. He should have maximum patience. Take the case of telemarketing executives, friends. They should have maximum patience, because sometimes they will scold not only you, your father, forefathers, everyone. Especially these Americans. When you give call to America, then you will have to be, you should have maximum patience to listen to any words for that matter. They come out with any slang, isn't it? But we have to take it as a professional hazard, not as he or she didn't scold me, they scolded my profession, that's all. So don't take it personally, take it as that's a professional hazard, and just forget it and be fresh, take next call. Otherwise the same trend continues in the second call, and your, that is a level of motivation gets demotivated, comes down, and you will be, that is your voice will come down, and the second customer may not listen to you, because the voice is not authoritative. If the voice is authoritative, the people will listen. Otherwise, a man has that is a voice like a chicken, isn't it? Then whether do you think the people will listen? No, they will not get attracted, isn't it? So that is what the next point is. So here, right to choose, the customers have the right to choose. So seller cannot say that you have to buy this. You should not hold the collar of the customer. You have verified this, you have checked this, you have tested this by wearing it. Now you must buy it. Can he do that? He cannot. So consumers can use this right. That is, he can ask for varieties and he can choose, and he can reject also at the end. So this is another right given to the customer. Fourth one is right to be heard. Right to be heard. Very simple, friends. Right to be heard in the sense, it is not that in examination students write wrong explanation for this. Right to be heard means, it is not that he will listen to the seller. No, listening to the seller is second point. That is right to be informed. When the seller says, customer asks information, then seller must provide. Here, when the consumer comes out with a complaint or query, then seller must listen to that. If a lady comes out with an objection, the pressure cooker which I have borrowed yesterday, purchased yesterday, got blasted, then seller says, is it? Very good. Is this the way to react for that? Oh, we are sorry, ma'am. Maybe because of manufacturer default, we'll check it, we'll send it to the manufacturer, we'll provide you a new pressure cooker, isn't it? That is how the seller should react. That is called right to be heard. When the customer comes out with objection or customer comes out with any sort of that is a complaint, then the seller must listen to the customer properly and he has to resolve the complaint. He has to give solution for that is problem. So that is right to be heard. Don't write that the customer should listen to the seller for all the information. No, that is not the explanation. Or remember friends, most of the students, they will do mistake here. So valuer knows, valuer maybe they will skip these 3 points. They will simply see the side heading and third one they will see the explanation. And 1 or 2 marks will be deducted for that. So be careful about these things because theory paper, most of the lecturers in valuation, it is not possible to go inch by inch, isn't it? Every word cannot be read because time span given and the work should be done in such a way, and it is tedious one, like every paper has the same question, same answer, isn't it? Same answer you have to read every day for 10 to 15 days or 30 days. Then irritating one, don't you think so? So during that time, if your answer is perfect up to the mark, then no chance for deduction. Thus valuer gets motivated. Oh, students wrote in a very nice way. Everything, every point is included. The student is very knowledgeable. Let me give 100 to the student. That impression you should create. So here my point is, third means the customer should be satisfied by giving solution to all his queries. Is the there is point to be noted here. Next one is right to seek redressal. Right to seek redressal. What do you mean by redressal? Redressal means giving solution to a problem. So customer can go against the seller in court of law. There are consumer courts like district forum, state commission, national commission. Then you can go to Supreme Court, isn't it? Like that, there is a different. There's a 3-tier agencies are there in Consumer Protection Act, under the Consumer Protection Act. So a right to seek redressal in the sense the customer can go ahead and complain against the seller and he can get remedy for the problem or the injury suffered by him. He can ask for compensation, he can ask for replacement of the product, he can ask for repair of the product, isn't it? Anything for that matter, any remedy can be asked by the consumer. That is called right to seek redressal. Next one is right to consumer education. Right to consumer education. See friends, here the students, they will write explanation like the seller should arrange for a BCom, BBM, MBA. Is it the explanation? Huh? Education does not mean that the seller should teach them in education institutions. No, it is not. It is regarding the product information. He has to the information about the product, the dangerous part of the product, dangerous, harmful aspect, there's side effects of the chemicals and all those things. In case of drugs, specifically that is medicinal items, isn't it? The seller should be very careful. He has to provide all the information, that is this may happen, that should be informed to the customer. So that is called right to consumer education. Yeah, he has to create awareness about the consumer rights and responsibilities. That should also be created among the consumers so that the customer will come to know that what is my right, what is my responsibility. He has right, it does not mean that he can hold the collar and slap the that's a seller. No, never, it is not possible. So these are various rights available to a customer under the Consumer Protection Act. We will take up consumer responsibilities in the next class. Take down assignment. Mention the rights of consumers. Mention the rights of consumers. Submit assignment on time. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you.
Don't forget to like our video and subscribe our YouTube channel for all the updates.